Hello, I'm Julie. I'm a Monarch rancher, and I've been doing this for about 5 years. The first year, well, my daughter lives in Hudson, Wisconsin, and she had told me about it because she had been seeing articles in the newspaper about it, and she noticed all the milkweed we have around here, so she said I should start doing it, and found out how easy it was. So first year I hatched 14 butterflies, and the second year I think 45, and it's just been increasing every year. Last year I believe we released about 150, and this year already it's only August, middle of August, and I'm at about 80. So this is the setup that I have. I started out just using jars or boxes even, but as I kept finding more and more, I needed something bigger. So my husband, well, we still have an aquarium here, and my husband made me this cage. And so, well, I'll show you this. We have kind of all different stages in this cage here. So when they get so big, they go upward looking for a nice sturdy place to attach, and then they hang in that shape of the J for a few hours or days, and then you can see that I have some black ones. After about 10 or 12, 14 days of this green cocoon, then they turn black. Those will hatch out probably this afternoon. And then over in this, well, some of them attach to leaves, so this one will hatch today also. I prefer if they attach on the screen though, and there's a butterfly that hatched this morning.
And do they need to be released right away, or how?
Yes, they're supposed to dry. The leaves or the wings need to dry for a couple of hours, but this one can actually go out now. I usually just kind of let them crawl on my finger. And then I just take it outside and put it on the flower here. And then they fly away whenever they want to. There you go. This is a lantana. It's a good butterfly. A lot of nectar in the lantana. So these caterpillars now are pretty close to being done. So they'll crawl up and then they'll attach somewhere up here. But you can see there's a little tiny one right here too. So there's a lot of different sizes in there. Okay, so when I'm out in the garden, I'm always looking for milkweed. So this morning I noticed that there was a couple kind of large ones down here on the milkweed. There's one there, and then there's one right in here. So then I would just pull the whole plant out.
And do those come back every year?
Yes. Plus they have a million seeds, so they seed themselves all over the place. So we have two more to add to our collection.
And now, do the monarchs lay their eggs on the milkweed?
Yes, usually they're on the underside, but I don't see any on these.
Because that's like the only plant they...
Yeah, it is. Now these have some aphids on them too. When I get these two then in the house, I'm just going to trim the bottom off a little bit, and then I just use any throwaway jars work. And I just prop the milkweed in there, and I leave enough leaves on the bottom so that it covers the mouth of the jar, so that sometimes the caterpillars can fall off, and if they fall into the water then they drown. I'm going to poke it down just a little bit more, and then just put it in the cage. So that's really all you have to do. They eat a lot, so you may have to add fresh milkweed from time to time before they're big enough to attach to the roof and make their cocoon. So then, like I said before, we have one here that's flat, and what he's doing is making this cottony type thing where they really attach it. It's really strong on there. It's a real sturdy thing. And now this one has hatched. So when you pull it off, it's really attached there. They're nice and sturdy. And then, so from that stage, then they go to the hanging in the J again. For, I think that's only, I don't remember how many hours. It's only a few hours, 12 hours or something like that. And then they hang like this for 10 to 14 days. Then they eventually start turning black like those. And then once they hatch, the wings need to dry for a couple hours, and then they need to be let outside because of course they're thirsty, or they'll fall down and they'll try to fly in here and try to get out. So I always have to have if I'm at work, I have to have somebody release my butterflies in the morning. But it's a fun hobby. When they make their chrysalis, they're actually shedding their skin. And so when you see like this one in the corner over here, it looks like a big poo. The black down there, that's actually the skin that has dropped off. Once it looks like this, the skin will kind of roll up to the top and it'll drop off.
How long does it take for it to become a chrysalis?
It's just a few minutes. You're lucky if you can see it in time to be doing that, because it just kind of twists and turns and just it turns green from the bottom here and it goes all the way up, and then that skin pops off, and just like that, it's like that. And I don't know, the gold, isn't that pretty? The gold speckles on there, so pretty.
And how about when the butterfly hatches? How long of a process is that?
Well, when they first break loose, the wings are folded up, and that doesn't take very long either, really. And all of a sudden the wings are down and you've missed it. See how you can see the orange of the wings that are in there. It's just a clear like a plastic when it hatches. So now that I've started doing it, I've gotten my other grandkids doing it, and even my mom. My mom has a lot of great grandkids that come and go on the farm, so now they're doing it and everybody gets excited. We sell corn and pumpkins along the road here, so whenever there's people that stop in, they've got kids, we bring them in and show them, and they're so excited. It's fun. Even if there's a butterfly that's hatched, we let them take the butterfly out. It's pretty cool. Kids love it.